Once you turn 60, there are certain things you should stop paying full price for. Not because you are broke, not because you are asking for a handout, not because you are trying to get something you did not earn, but because in America, there are lower prices, senior rates, loyalty discounts, assistance programs, membership savings, and age-based benefits already sitting inside the system. And the catch is painfully simple. Most of them are not automatic. The pharmacy will not always tell you there is a cheaper way to fill the same prescription. The phone company will not call and say, "You have been loyal for 20 years, so let us lower your bill." The hotel will not always show you the best senior rate on the first screen. The insurance company will not volunteer every discount, and your county will not always mail you a letter saying, "Congratulations, you are old enough to reduce your property tax." That is not how the system works. The lower price usually goes to the person who asks the better question. And that is why this matters so much after 60, because at this age, every dollar has a job. A dollar is not just a dollar anymore. It is medicine, it is groceries, it is gas, it is a visit to see your grandchildren, it is keeping the house comfortable in winter, it is peace of mind when the next bill shows up. And when you pay full price for things you could legally pay less for, you are not being responsible. You are giving away money you may need later. And before anyone watching says this probably only applies to people with very low income, stay with me. Some of these savings absolutely help people living mostly on Social Security, but others help comfortable retirees too. People who own homes, travel, drive cars, buy insurance, help their children, take prescriptions, and keep paying old rates because they never stop to ask whether a better price exists. This video is for both groups. If money is tight, this can help you protect the basics. If you are doing okay, this can help you stop wasting money out of habit. Because full price is often not the real price. Full price is the price paid by people who did not know what to ask. So I am going to walk you through 7 things people over 60 should never pay full price for again. And I'm going to give you the exact question to ask before you pay, because that question is often where the money is hiding. Stay until number 7, because that one can save some homeowners more in 1 year than all the smaller discounts combined. The first thing people over 60 should never pay full price for is prescription drugs. And I am starting here because this is the one people are often afraid to question. If a doctor prescribes it and the pharmacy tells you the price, most people assume that is the price. They need the medicine, so they pay. They may complain about it, but they still pay because nobody wants to gamble with their health. But questioning the price of a prescription is not the same as questioning your doctor. You are not refusing care. You are not being difficult. You are asking whether there is a cheaper way to get the same treatment safely. And many times there is. Prescription prices can change depending on the pharmacy, the insurance plan, the drug tier, the generic version, the dosage, the quantity, and whether you fill it for 30 days or 90 days. The same medication can cost one amount at one pharmacy and a very different amount across the street. A drug plan that worked well for you last year may become expensive this year because the plan changed its formulary. A medicine that used to be affordable may get moved to a higher tier. A pharmacy that used to be preferred may no longer be preferred. And if you do not ask, nobody may explain that to you. Here's the question to ask your doctor. Is there a lower cost, generic, or similar medication that works for my situation? Here's the question to ask your pharmacist. Is there a cheaper way to fill this, such as a 90-day supply, a different pharmacy, or a discount price? And here's the question to ask when reviewing Medicare drug coverage. What is my total yearly cost for these exact medications, not just the monthly premium? That last part is important. A plan with a low monthly premium can still be expensive if your medicines cost more under that plan. Seniors often look at the premium first because it is easy to understand. But the real cost is premium plus deductibles plus copays plus coinsurance plus pharmacy pricing. You want the total number. And if a medication suddenly becomes expensive, do not just quietly accept it. Ask whether something changed. Ask whether the pharmacy is still preferred. Ask whether the drug has a generic. Ask whether your doctor can request an exception. Ask whether there is a patient assistance program. You should never stop a medication or change a dose on your own. But you should absolutely question the price. Do not negotiate with your health. Negotiate the price of protecting it. The second thing people over 60 should never pay full price for is phone and internet service. This is one of the most common quiet overpayments because the bill feels normal. It comes every month. You pay it every month. The phone works, the internet works, so you do not think about it. But phone and internet companies are constantly changing prices, bundles, promotions, and plan names. New customers often get better rates than loyal customers. People who call and ask may get retention offers. Some seniors may qualify for low-income programs. Others may not qualify for those programs but can still downgrade old plans, remove extras, or switch to a lower-cost provider. The problem is that many people over 60 are still paying for plans built around their life from 10 years ago. Maybe you have internet speed you do not need. Maybe you are paying for extra channels you do not watch. Maybe you have device insurance on a phone that is already old. Maybe you have a landline you barely use. Maybe you are paying for 2 services that overlap. Maybe your provider quietly raised the price after the promotion expired and you never called back. And here is the frustrating truth. The company may have a cheaper plan, but they do not always move you to it automatically. So the question is not, can you lower my bill? That question is too weak. The representative can say, no, this is your current rate. The better question is, I am over 60 and reviewing my fixed monthly expenses. What is the lowest monthly plan I qualify for? Then ask, are there senior discounts, loyalty discounts, basic plans, low-income plans, or retention offers available? Then ask, what am I paying for that I do not actually need? That last question can uncover extras, insurance, premium channels, extra data, extra lines, equipment rental, streaming bundles, old add-ons from years ago. Some people discover they are paying for things they forgot they had. And if the company says there is nothing they can do not be afraid to compare. Loyalty is good in relationships. Loyalty to a company that overcharges you is just an expensive habit. Your loyalty should not cost more than a stranger's new customer discount. The third thing people over 60 should never pay full price for is restaurants, groceries, and everyday shopping. Now, I know some people hear senior discount and immediately think that is only a few dollars. And sometimes it is, but a few dollars every week is not nothing. 10% off lunch once may not change your life. 10% off groceries, pharmacy items, household goods, haircuts, movie tickets, and basic shopping over and over again becomes real money. This is not about chasing pennies. It is about building the habit of not paying the highest available price by default. Many stores and restaurants have senior days, loyalty programs, age-based discounts, pharmacy savings programs, price matching, rewards points, or special hours where discounts apply. Some start at 50, some at 55, some at 60, some at 62, some at 65. Some require a membership. Some require a loyalty card. Some require you to ask before the cashier rings you up. And that is where people miss it. They feel awkward asking. But asking one calm question at checkout can save you money for years. Do you have a senior discount, senior day, loyalty discount, or price match? That is it. No speech, no apology, no explanation. And do not assume the cashier will offer it. Some are not trained to. Some are too busy. Some discounts have to be entered manually. Some require you to mention it first. If you stay silent, the register charges full price. Also, pay attention to weekly patterns. If your grocery store has a senior discount day on Wednesday and you shop every Monday, you may be missing the discount every single week. If your pharmacy has a rewards program and you are not signed up, you may be paying more than necessary on items you buy anyway. If a restaurant gives a senior menu or smaller portion at a lower price, ask before ordering. This is especially powerful for people who buy the same things every week: food, toiletries, vitamins, cleaning supplies, pet food, household items. The more often you buy it, the more valuable the discount becomes. 10% off once is small. 10% off every week is retirement math. The fourth thing people over 60 should never pay full price for is travel, hotels, and car rentals. And I want to include this because saving money after 60 should not only be about fear, bills, and emergencies. It should also help you live better. Retirement should mean you can visit family, take a trip, attend a reunion, go to a wedding, see your grandchildren, or enjoy a few days away without paying more than you need to. Travel is full of flexible pricing. Hotels, rental cars, trains, cruises, museums, parks, attractions, and even some tours may offer discounts based on age, membership, military service, loyalty programs, or flexible dates. But the lowest price is not always the first price you see online. A hotel website may show one rate, a travel site may show another, a phone call may reveal another. A membership rate may beat both. A senior rate may be available but hidden under a drop-down menu. A flexible date may save more than any age discount. So before booking, ask this question. What is the lowest available rate for seniors? AARP, AAA, veterans, loyalty members, or flexible dates? Do not just ask for one discount. Ask for the lowest available rate across categories. Sometimes the senior rate is not the best rate. Sometimes the AAA rate wins. Sometimes the member rate wins. Sometimes booking one day earlier or one day later makes the biggest difference. With car rentals, the same idea applies. Ask about senior rates, membership rates, insurance coverage, extra driver fees, and whether your credit card already provides rental coverage. Many people pay extra at the counter because they feel rushed or unsure. That counter is designed for pressure. Read ahead. Know what coverage you already have. Do not pay for extras simply because the person behind the desk makes them sound mandatory. And with travel, always ask about cancellation terms. A cheaper rate that cannot be changed may not be cheaper if your health, family plans, or weather could change. The best deal is not always the lowest number. It is the best price for the flexibility you actually need. Retirement should give you more freedom, not higher travel bills. The fifth thing people over 60 should never pay full price for is insurance. This is where the savings can get much larger, but you have to be careful. I am not telling you to cut protection blindly. That is a mistake. Insurance is there because real risks exist. A house fire, car accident, medical issue, liability claim, or death in the family can create costs that are far bigger than the premium. The goal is not less protection. The goal is not paying yesterday's price for today's situation. Insurance companies are very good at renewals. They send the notice. The price goes up a little. You are busy, so you pay it. Next year, it goes up again. You pay it again. After 5 years, you may be paying hundreds or even thousands more than someone with the same risk who bothered to compare. Start with auto insurance. If you are retired, you may drive less than you used to. Lower mileage can matter. If you have a clean driving record, that can matter. If you take a defensive driving course approved in your state, that may matter. If you have multiple policies, bundling may matter. If your car is older, the type of coverage you carry may need reviewing. But do not just call and say, "Can you lower this?" Ask, "What discounts am I not currently receiving?" Then ask, "Would a different deductible, low mileage status, defensive driving course, bundling, or safe driver discount lower my premium without leaving me underinsured?" That phrase, "without leaving me underinsured," matters. You are not trying to be reckless. You are trying to be efficient. Home insurance deserves the same review. Ask about discounts for smoke detectors, alarm systems, deadbolts, newer roofs, claim-free history, bundled policies, and senior status. And make sure your coverage still matches the real cost to rebuild, not just the price you paid for the house years ago. Life insurance is another area where older adults can overpay out of habit. A policy that made perfect sense when you had young children and a mortgage may not serve the same purpose decades later. Do not cancel a policy without understanding it. Some policies have cash value, tax consequences, or family protection benefits. But do review it. Ask what the policy is for now. Ask who depends on it. Ask whether the premium still makes sense. Insurance should protect your retirement. It should not quietly drain it, because nobody asked whether the old policy still fits the new life. The sixth thing people over 60 should never pay full price for is tax preparation and basic financial paperwork help. This one surprises people because tax preparation feels official. Many seniors walk into the same storefront every year, hand over the same forms, answer the same questions, and pay $200, $300, sometimes $500. And for some people, that is money well spent. If your return is complicated, if you own rental property, sold a business, have complex investments, received unusual tax forms, or are dealing with an estate, a good professional can be worth every penny. But many retirement tax returns are not that complicated. Social Security, a pension, a retirement account distribution, some bank interest, maybe a standard deduction. Maybe a few common forms. And for those seniors, free or lower-cost tax help may exist through community programs, senior centers, libraries, nonprofit groups, or trained volunteer programs. The key question is my return simple enough for a free senior tax preparation program? Ask before paying, not after. Before. Call your local senior center, library, community center, or area agency on aging and ask whether free tax help is available for older adults. If appointments exist, they may fill early in tax season, so do not wait until the last week. Gather your forms, bring last year's return, bring your Social Security statement, pension forms, retirement account forms, interest statements, and ID, and again, use judgment. Free help is not always right for every situation. If something unusual happened in your financial life, pay for real advice. But if your return is simple, do not assume you must pay full price just because you always have. Here is the clean rule. Pay for expertise when you need expertise. Do not pay full price for data entry if qualified free help is available. The seventh thing people over 60 should never pay full price for is property taxes and local fees. This is the big one. And if you own a home, I want you to pay close attention. A lot of retirees worked hard to pay off a mortgage, only to discover that property taxes became the new monthly burden. The house is paid for, but the tax bill keeps growing. The neighborhood gets more expensive. The assessed value rises. Your income stays mostly the same. And suddenly, the home that was supposed to give you security starts feeling like a bill you cannot escape. But many states, counties, cities, and local governments offer some kind of property tax relief for older homeowners. The problem is that the rules vary widely. There is no one national senior property tax discount. Some programs are based on age, some are based on income, some are based on disability, some are based on veteran status, some are homestead exemptions, some freeze your assessed value, some reduce the taxable value, some defer taxes until the home is sold, some only apply to school taxes, some require annual renewal, some have strict deadlines, and that is exactly why people miss them. They assume that if they qualified, the county would apply it automatically. Sometimes they do. Often they do not. You may have to file a form, you may have to show proof of age, you may have to show income documents, you may have to apply before a certain date, and if you miss the deadline, you may pay the full bill for another year. Here is the exact question to ask your county assessor or local tax office. What senior property tax exemptions, freezes, deferrals, homestead benefits, or local fee reductions are available for my age and situation? Then ask, which of those are based only on age and which are based on income? That second question matters because many comfortable homeowners assume they will not qualify for anything because their income is too high. But some programs are age-based or homestead-based, not strictly income-based. On the other side, lower-income seniors may qualify for programs that provide deeper relief. Different situations, different programs. Also ask about local fees, trash, sewer, water, stormwater, vehicle registration, park district fees, and other local charges may have senior reductions in some areas. Not always, but again, the answer is free to ask. Your home can be paid off and still overcharge you every year if you never question the tax bill attached to it. Now, before we wrap up, I want to give you the most important rule in this whole video. I call it the senior price rule. Never ask, do I get a discount? Ask, what lower price do I qualify for? That may sound like the same question, but it is not. Do I get a discount? Is easy to dismiss. Someone can say no. What lower price do I qualify for? Makes them check. It opens the door to senior rates, loyalty rates, low-income programs, membership pricing, veteran discounts, retention offers, basic plans, seasonal deals, and account reviews. When you call the phone company, do not ask, can this be cheaper? Ask, what is the lowest plan I qualify for? When you call the insurance company, do not ask, is this a good price? Ask, what discounts are not currently applied to my policy? When you book travel, do not ask only for a senior discount. Ask, what is the lowest available rate for my age, membership, loyalty status, or flexible dates? When you talk to the pharmacy, do not just ask, why is this so expensive? Ask, is there a lower-cost generic pharmacy option or 90-day supply? When you call the county, do not ask, do seniors get anything? Ask, What property tax relief programs match my age, income, home, veteran status, or situation? Better questions get better answers. And do not feel embarrassed asking them. Companies negotiate prices all day long. Insurance companies calculate risk all day long. Hotels change rates all day long. Pharmacies process different prices all day long. Counties manage exemptions all day long. You asking for the price you qualify for is not rude. It is normal. It is how the system works. The mistake is paying the first number you are shown and assuming it is the only number. So here is your 7-day plan. On day 1, review your prescriptions. Ask your doctor or pharmacist whether there is a lower cost option, generic 90-day supply, or better pharmacy choice. On day 2, call your phone and internet provider. Ask for the lowest monthly plan you qualify for and remove anything you no longer use. On day 3, ask about senior discounts at the grocery stores, pharmacies, restaurants, and shops you already visit. Do not change your whole life. Just stop leaving easy discounts behind. On day 4, before booking any travel, compare senior, membership, loyalty, veteran, and flexible date rates. On day 5, review your insurance. Ask what discounts are missing and whether your coverage still fits your life today. On day 6, check whether free or lower cost tax preparation help exists before paying for a simple return. On day 7, call your county assessor or local tax office and ask about senior property tax relief and local fee reductions. One day, one question. That is all this takes. And remember, full price is often the price paid by people who were never told to ask. You are not begging. You are not being cheap. You are not taking advantage of anyone. You are protecting money you already earned. After 60, you have earned the right to be careful. You have earned the right to ask better questions. You have earned the right not to pay the highest price in the room just because a company made it easy to do so. Send this to one person over 60 who still pays the first price they are shown. A friend, a neighbor, a parent, a relative, someone from church, someone who never wants to bother anybody by asking. They may be one question away from saving money every single month. And sometimes the difference between overpaying and protecting your retirement is not a complicated strategy. Sometimes it is just asking, what lower price do I qualify for?